Hi everyone. Um, Welcome to class. And yes, we are back. It's day. Uh, this is I think this is day 12. I hope we are all kind of excited to be in class. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, wisdom. Good evening, Gloria. So good evening, everyone. And let's go. Let's go ahead. Today is going to be an interesting class. So I'm teaching a topic that it's quite interesting. The topic is quite interesting. All right. So let's see how far we can go on this topic. Okay. Let's see how far we can go on the topic and what will I say now? It's I'm so excited about it. Yeah, I think that's what I should say. All right. So I think I gave an assignment. Give an assignment. I think in the last class, and I did right. Did I? I think I gave an assignment yesterday. Okay. Am I right, Gloria? Good evening, Francis. Okay. Yeah, Gloria said yes. Okay, great, great. So I know I gave an assignment. But nevertheless, let's just go. I didn't know if I dropped a link to be able to submit it, but that's fine with us. That's fine with me. All right, that's fine. We'll talk about it maybe at the end of the class because today is preparing us for our week medical assessment. So tonight's class is not going to. You said you should discuss it in the Slack channel, right? Yeah, yeah. I think I remember. Yes, I said so, Francis. I will go and check. I've been so occupied. I didn't check the Slack channel, so I'll check it immediately after the class to see if we actually talked about it. Okay, well, that's fine. That's fine. I'll come and drag everybody on the Slack channel very, very soon. Come and drag everybody on the Slack channel very soon. So let's go ahead. So today we'll be talking about some concepts in Python. Talk about lambda functions. Talk about map and theta. These are some functions, some method, expression or concept that I just want to bring to your awareness before we start doing modules for coming next week. We start doing modules and go to OOP, and then we start checking some few stuff that we need to check. Checking some how you can do some stuff with Python and thereabouts. I'm already cracking for something again. I'm pushing for something for you. I don't want to let the cut out of the bag very soon. So I just want to stay focused with what I'm doing. Okay? Well, we're pushing for something. I'm pushing for something. All right. So that being said, let's just kickstart our day with this. So, like we always do, we share the link. So I would say that guys, come on, go and share the link for the class so that everyone will know that you are part of class, that you have attended class, and nobody might want to disturb you. All right, so let me look for the link. I think I have the link here. And yes, I want to say that please kindly, if you've not subscribed to our channel, ensure you subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification. Uh, Turn on your notification so that you can be able to get updates on what is happening on our channel. All right. So please, I'm saying this to anyone who is going to be watching this and you're not subscribed to the channel. We need you to subscribe to the channel. It's very important. Okay. So I think we are good to go. I've shared on my status and on every other platform that I need to share it. I've shared the link to the training. So let's go. Let's go. Let me paste it on the WhatsApp platform. Just say join us. Okay, good. We're fine. Let's go. So we're talking about Lambda. Good evening, everyone. Okay. Good evening. Sorry about that. Only on that weather. So we would start about Lambda function. What is Lambda function? So good evening, Daniel. Lambda function, we'll talk about map, we'll talk about filter in Python. These are just basic stuff that I want to do. So this script, which I'm going to show you guys, provides a detailed explanation and the practical examples of Lambda, anonymous function, the map function, and the filter function. They are all functions in Python. Okay. And we'll start with Lambda. So Lambda is an anonymous function defined with the Lambda keyword. Okay. The syntax of Lambda function is the Lambda keyword. This is Lambda keyword. The arguments, well, we did argument yesterday. So arguments are variables that you want to that are needed for a function to work. So the argument and the expressions can be the list of code that whatever code we want to do or whatever idea we want to pass. It can take any number of arguments, but only one expression. Now you see, Lambda can take only one expression. So you cannot give Lambda multiple expression. So the expression is on one line, just one expression automatically returns the expression results typically used for short and simple operations. So you want to do very short function. You need a very, very short function. That is where lambda comes in play. So this is a simple lambda. Let me yeah, great. So this is a simple lambda. Let's say we want to a basic lambda function. We want to return the square of a number. Any number we put, we want to return the square. Now this is our argument we are passing s. Remember, for our function to be able to work. If I want to, let me create a function for this. Let's say we want to return the square of a number. Let me do function to get the square of a number. Okay. Function to get the square of a number. We'll do something like this. We would say that, we'll say def, let's say double, for example, double, or let's say square. Let's still use the square. Then we'll say we'll pass in our number. And then we'll say return, you can just say return s dash dash 2. That's the simple function of sorry, this should be n. So return the number. So we can then say so I can run this. That's the function. So let's say if I want to get the square of 5. So we can say square. Just copy what I have there. Square of 5 is equals to a square function of 5. And then we'll just print it out. So 5. We'll print out square rather. So by the time I run this, we're going to get 25. So that's our function working. Okay? Just give me a minute. Let me turn up I want to see your comments. I like that when the class is going on, I'm seeing everybody's comments. It helps me to understand better what's going on. So just a minute, guys. Can you still see my screen? Okay. If you could not hear me for some time, don't be worried. I was setting my comment section. I want to be seeing what you guys are saying. So I always turn on my comment section on my setting my comment section. Great. So we would go ahead with what we are doing now. So I would say this is just a simple function for you to return. But what if we want to do the same thing using lambda? So that's what we have on our screen. That we have that. So this is our variable that we want to return our expression. Then we call lambda is a keyword lambda. Then you have your s, which is the argument you are passing, and this is a single line expression that we want to do. So the square of 5 is actually 5, 25. So it's simple. So rather than going all through this, you know, you can just do a simple lambda function that does the work. So what if we want to do a lambda function that adds two number? We have written functions that adds two number together. So you can say this is a lambda function, but this time we are passing multiple arguments. A and B is what we needed in the function or what we need in this function. And we are saying that after the argument, our column, and then the A and B. You could see that we are writing everything on one line, one straight line. That's what we are doing. Okay, it's a very, very simple stuff. So we add, once you see we add, and then when we are calling this function, this is not a function, we are calling it. And another thing I need to explain is that, let me go back again and explain something. You see the lambda function, we are returning, it's not that we are returning this function into a variable. That's what I want you to know. It's not like we are returning the results of this function into a variable. We are returning the whole function, the concept of that function into a variable. Okay? And then when we want to call this variable is serving as our function. So for us to call, let me show you something. Let me come back here. Let me do another function. Let me show you. Let me say a simple function to test example. Let's say we want to do a function to subtract two numbers. So I'll say sub, for example. Sub is equal to a lambda of two numbers. So this should be num1, comma num2. And then we'll pass in our expression that num1 maybe surely is minus num2. All right. If we run this, which we have, if I say print sub, I want to show you something. If I say print sub and I run it, it will tell me that sum is a function, is a lambda function. So sub does not mean that that's the answer. All right, it's a function. Now that it's a function, it means I need to use it. Okay, so to use it, I need to pass. You see, if I over my cursor, it's telling me to pass. This is a def sub. So lambda is like a short way to create a simple function that you want to use. Okay, so for me to use this sub, I need to pass now the parameters that I need. I need to say it's 20, that's 29, that is the first one, and the second is this. So when I print it now, it tells me that the answer is 19. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it returns this. But what if I want it to return a sentence for me? Let's try. What if I want this sub to return a sentence? So let's copy everything here. I'll just say sub2. So I'll say sub2. And then I'm going to say that return something like f string, return something that answer, let's say answer, it's something like sub1, let's put this here, let's put this here, and let's put an string here. Great, so let's see. So we run this as sub2. So if I come here and copy this and I say print sub2 this time and run it, see what we got, answer 19. Okay, so you see, I'm returning even an expression. All right, it's looking like a lambda converts the variable into a variable when called it, no, into a function. Yes, it converts that variable to a function. So you have to now use the variable to do what you are saying. Yes, that is it. So you can see that it has converted this sub variable into a function that we can use. Okay, so that's what lambda does. So, but I just showed you this one so that you know we can do an expression. I think I have another example of it. Okay, I don't have an example of it, but look at this. let's say we have a first character, lambda with a string manipulation. So this is the lambda function. We want to take s, and what we're saying is that go through any string. When you go to the string, update the first character. Turn it to an upper letter. That's what we are doing here. So, at no, the string, then index the first letter, turn it to an uppercase. So in this case, we are telling that whatever you are going to put with this, we are expecting that you put a string here. So when we print that function, the first char of hello, and then we put our first char, it's going to make. I think I made a mistake or something. Let me see what I made. Hello, 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 hello. Let me see. I am making a mistake or something. So it's telling me that f string on match open brackets, on match open bracket, on match open bracket. This is a close bracket. This is okay. So let me do something like this. Let me do something like string. Let me say message smg is equal to this. So I want to get the first char of message. Oh, I think I know what to do. I should have made that a smaller letter or something like that. Great. So the first char of this is okay, is to return a string with the first character. Give us the first character of it and make it hello. Now let me go back and show you guys something. That error I got just now. The way to set to it was to do let's say we have I think what I had before I had zero earlier. Okay, so the mistake I made was I was using since I'm using a double quote outside, I should have just turned this to a single quote because there's a double quote inside it. So you see, there will be no problem this time. What's the problem? Never do prepares, you forgot a comma. Where did I forget a comma again? Oh, when I say I forgot a comma, this LO is highlighted. Oh. So I will make this one a double quotes. Yeah. Okay, so it's yeah, we are good to go now. So if you make anything is a double quote inside, you have to make it not a single quote. Just don't forget that. But I'm going to take this one off. I think the one above, yeah, solves the question. It solves the issue. So there's another lambda function that what we're trying to do with this lambda function is that we want to check a grade. So we say score, and if we return pass if the score is greater than 50, else will return fail. Okay, we can decide to say we will return true or false, depending, but pass or fail is what we want. So we'll call the function, we put the function inside grade. Okay, so by the time we say score 65, we say grade, we call the grade function now that we have created with lambda and pass the parameter or the argument inside. So it's going to give us pass because the person is calling 55, which is above 50. But when we do this, it will give us fail because 42 is below. So this is just a very, very simple way of learning lambda. So we can also say that immediate invoke of lambda. So you can also invoke lambda. You can also invoke lambda within your print statement. So this is me declaring the lambda expression. But inside declaring the lambda expression, I'm also passing the parameter. Let me take this thing out by saying, let's say we want to do, let's call a lambda that adds two number together. So let's say lambda, and we want to add s and y. So we want to say that s plus y. Let's put this in brackets. And then let's open another bracket, say 2 plus 3. 2, comma 4, for example, argument. So we can do something like this and we get 6 as an answer. So this is us defining the lambda and immediately passing the argument for the lambda. So that's how we are getting our answer. All right? That's how we're getting our answer. So that's what we mean by immediately invocation of lambda. Okay, so you can do things like this. Great. So this is I'm glad I've taught you guys Lambda because it's something that you need to understand when it comes to function. Another cool thing you could see, before I go ahead, Seth, let me ask, are we good? Are we good, guys? So let me get an emoji, like emoji, yes emoji, whatever we feel like we want to use. Great, great, we're good. Ask some wisdom. Wisdom says we are good. If wisdom says we are good, we are definitely good because wisdom means wisdom indeed. So the next thing we're going to do is going to be map function. Okay, we're going to check map function. So there's another concept I want to explain to us. I'm saying this name for the very first time. Shamide Ode Odesami. This is the first time I'm saying that name. Welcome. I've not said this name on the comment section since. So let's go ahead. So there's another thing called map function. So applies a function to all items input in an list. Okay, items in an input list. Okay, that's map function. So map function is you take map, you put a function, and you put the what you want it to apply the function on. Okay, you can apply a lambda function, together and a list, all right, and map it together. What we're saying is that, let's say I have, remember we're trying to say we want to find the let's say we want to find the square of every number in a list. Instead of us, okay, this is how we do it. Let's say we want to find the square of every number in a list. Let's define the function that does. See, before you define function, do things like this. These are I programmed them when I was learning. Before I put anything in a function, I first of all code it background. I'll first of all do something like this. Let's say I have a list. I'll say, okay, I have my numbers. This is how I use to code. Then let me show you my secret. I'll say my numbers is equals to, so this is my list. Let's say I have 4, I have 8, I have, that should be, I want to plus it by 4 again, that should be 12. And I have 16. Let's say I have this random number and then I have 20. Great. So let's say I have this number. I'll put it there. And uh, the next thing I want to do is I'll come back here and I'll say, okay, let me run a loop for number, for number, for any num in my nums. I will do something like, I'll say, okay, what I want to do is I want to say that I'll create an empty list also that will take my square of nums. So square underscore numbers is equal to an empty list, right? So take an empty list that will take it. So I have this two here, and then I'll now say, okay, from square of num, I'm going to say that, what am I going to say now? I'm going to say that, oh, forgot what I want to do. So I'm going to say maybe, let's say we'll do something like this. Value, let's say var is equal to a num times times 2. That's square. Then we're going to say that square underscore nums dot append var. Right. So this is it. We're going to append a var. Then at the end of the day, we're going to print our square underscore nums. So this is what is in my mind. So let me just run this and see what goes on in my mind. Great. So you can see that I've been able to find the score of each of the number in that list. Great. So what I will now do is that I'll take this. I'll say, okay, great. I'll take this, right? And then I'll copy it. Let me put it inside a function. So I'll do something like this. First of all, I'll do def. I'll now do square that we've done before. Let's say squared. I might leave it the parameter empty first, and I'll paste this here under my function. Then I'll know that, okay, what I need is that I will need and we need a list. So I'll put something like my underscore numbers. I'll just put my underscore list here. I'll take this one out because I don't actually need it. Okay, so I know that I need my empty list here because I want to do something with it. So I'll say, okay, for numbers in my underscore list, the variable that the person is going to pass, dub the numbers, and at the end of the day, return to the user the squared nums. Right? You see, I'll say with squared nums. This is me converting all of this stuff into a function, right? So I'll run this. I don't know if there's a def is there's if there's any. Okay, great. So let's pick this stuff now again. And let's say this is our list now. This is our list. I will now say uh, print print. Let's just print or let's just say squared again. Let's just use squared underscore norms is equal to we'll call that squared function. All right, and then we'll pass in my underscore norms. I just create. So if I run this, I'm still going to get. Let me print this. Print it out. See, I'm still going to get the same answer. So you could see this is how you just code. So I coded from this is the backend, this is just the background code. Having completed that, I passed it into a function and then I ran it. All right. So I think I got my answer. What if I want to use Lambda to do something like this? You might have to ask me, how do you use Lambda to do something like this? Okay, because Lambda should return um, um, a square. So maybe I might want to do something like, I'm just thinking about it. At least I'll do my Lambda function and then I'll do, uh, let me leave that for you guys to think, but it's very, very doable. Somebody says, sir, that's actually a brilliant strategy. Yes, that's how you do it. You don't just code the function. You don't just start saying I want to be the function sometimes, and you just start coding. You put it. You can decide to code it, check it first. All right, know what it is returning, the parameter that is needed to work. When you fully understand that this is how I do this is how this thing should work. Okay, great, but I want to now put inside a function. Then you declare it def and start putting everything inside the function because you already understand how the code should work. All right, because once you run the function, remember I told you yesterday, once you run the function like this, you would not know if it's working until you call the function. It is when you call the function, you know that there's an error or something inside. But if you've coded it, manually before, you are so certain that 10 out of, let's say 9 out of 10 or 8 out of 10, when you run that function the very first time, you're going to get your answer because you've already seen it work. Okay, so that's how I learned how to do functions. I first of all built my code. Then when I was learning, I'll build my code on the background and then I'll convert it to a function. That's how I do it. And when I was even learning OOP, that's what I would do. I'll build separate functions, different functions to do everything. Then I'll compile all of them together and build it as a class. And anywhere I need to do inheritance, anywhere I need to do polymorphism and all of that, I would just know that okay, this part needs to have inheritance, this part I need to put the concept of polymorphism inside and all of that. And also that's how I also learn how to do modules. If I know how to build different functions, I will say, okay, this is how I want to build this module, this is what this package should return, this is where I should import. So it's just putting your mind into it. That's why coding is very, very unique. It's unique. Two people cannot code the same thing. That's why if you copy an assignment, I'll catch you. You can't tell me that you are thinking the same way this person was thinking. It can never be so. If you give me a project done by somebody, and maybe I want to quickly do a project and maybe present, and I research on a project online, similar project like that online, and I see somebody who has already done it before, I tell you the truth that if I copy that person's code, at the end of the day, I'm not going to do exactly what the person did. I'm going to change some stuff. I'm going to say, no, I don't want to do this thing here. I want to do it here. I want to change. So that's my uniqueness. All right. So that I can see myself in that code. I can see my thought process in that code. All right. It is those steps you take that makes that makes you learn and makes you know how to express yourself in your code. All right. And you don't get lost in what you are doing. Fine. So I think with this viewpoint of mine, you already know where we are going to. The all the inspire, acquire, and everything is that do your coding yourself. Okay. So yeah. I've done this. But let's say we want to map this. We could map this. I will replace this one with my knobs. So this is my knob. Let's replace this number with my knobs. Yeah. And just paste it here. So what we're saying is that take a function. This is a lambda. This is a lambda function that returns. This is a lambda function that returns the square of a number. Okay, we could do something like that. Let me try something with lambda. Let's say we could do something like we could do something like let's copy this lambda and paste here. Let's see what will happen. I'm just giving it a try. I've not really thought about it before, but I'll just say so. Lambda. This is our lambda that we have. Lambda, we're returning s squared for s squared for s in range. So let's for s in let's just say I'm trying to think something. Let me just do something I know, but I know that I might not get that what I want. I might not get no, I might not get what I want. I'll just leave it that way. Let's just go ahead, please. I don't want to scatter. I don't want to go into something that I will not complete tonight because I didn't think it through. But what I'm saying is that we can have a lambda function that we know that is returning an element, okay, just a single element. Then with map function, what we are doing is that we are saying take go into this our list, this my knob list, pick one element from it, map it with this expression, with this function here, okay? And when you're done mapping it, save the answer you are getting back inside the list because it's iterating. So just save it inside the list. Okay. Once you save it inside a list, then save the final result into what we call a variable called squared. So we're going to get the same answer. You understand? So that's what map is doing. Map is like I have a function returning a value. I have uh, uh, a list that I want to iterate over. Okay, great. So going to now where this thing applies is sometimes you want to map if you are doing data analysis, you want to maybe you want to clean a row, okay, and you want to perform a function. I want to increase every value in this row. Let's say I want to divide the salary of everybody by 10%. Okay, so I might pick the row as an index, or as a list, and then I'll just say, okay, map this function on this row, and whatever you get, set it back to the row of the data frame. Guys, it's in my head. I can do it. I do it all the time. Okay, so that's that. So this is another one. We can also say that we want to. In this case, I think what we want to do is that we want to add the number here. We have two lists, A and B. So we want to add whatever is in A to Y, like A to B. We want to add these two together. So that's why we have something like this: A, S plus Y, comma, A, comma, B. So what this is doing, this is our function. This is the expression that we want to do. We want to do this expression, this Atlanta expression. So we want to sum them together. If I run this, we're going to get one list that sums these two together. 5, this is 7, and then this is 9. So that's what we are doing. So it's like it's picking each item and then doing them together. We can use map instead of a for loop in some instance. Yes, we can use map instead of a for loop in some instance. That's what I'm saying. Yes. So instead of writing for loop here, doing all of these things, we can just do map. Use lambda to build the expression that we want, get the list, and use map to land everything together and just move ahead. And I tell you that this is faster, though. It's faster than you think a for loop can do. So this is a map function that we want to use to capitalize every word in a string. So but in this case now we are not using lambda here. Look at it, we are not using lambda. We are saying take map. This is a string, um, um, you know, string dot capitalize if you, is a this is a function anyway. This capitalize is a method attached to a string. Now, because we are calling it inside the map, we will not passing the we will not passing this. We don't need this because we are calling. If I run this, we're going to get an error, and what it's going to tell us is that this str needs an argument. You don't need to pass this because we are calling it inside the map. It's a function. It's going to map itself is going to call it. So we run. Let's just run it like that. So you can see that if you say if I do lower now, if I do let's do upper, and I run it. See, it's going to turn everything to an uppercase. That's what we are saying. Okay, it's going to turn everything to an uppercase. So you don't need to pass in the parentheses in it because map function is calling it and it's applying it on every of these names that we have in our list. So this is another aspect of map with multiple operators. So we have a list here, and then we want to map. These are function. Just know that these are function. It's a lambda function. So we are returning a value called c, where c divide by c multiply 9 divided by 5 times 32. So this is converting temperature from sessions to to this. The other one, I've forgotten what they call it itself. It's even ESF. Okay, great, thank you. So we run this and we get our answer sessions to whatever we have. I don't want to stress myself on that. So yes, that's a lot on and somebody says like ladder function is for calculating as a substitute for function. Not like really calculating, it's just the fast way to create function. So let's look at theta. Theta is another function. So theta, are we good? Are we good, guys? Let me also ask this question. Are we good? Yes, we're good. Yes, we're good. You're good. Okay, someone says you're good. Okay, let's go ahead. 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 I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this. Oh, great. So the next thing we're going to do is theta. So theta, yeah, wisdom says it's good. So wisdom, yeah, you're wise. Theta element from theta is an element from an iterable based on the function. So that's what we are using theta for. Theta is to theta an element or in a anytime you hear something like iterable or iterable or whatever, it's something that you can loop over. Okay, things like lists, tuple should come to your mind. Okay, so this is the theta function. Theta, the function at whatever you want to iterate over. So function should return true or false for each of the element. Now look at it. This is it. So the function should return true or false of each of an element. Return an iterator containing element where the function returns true. Now, so what we are saying is that with theta, if I want to get if I want to run it, maybe I don't know, might not do numpy because that's another direction. So, but what I'm saying is that if I want to guess, okay, I want to say, give me all the even numbers that we'll be checking. Okay, so I have a numbers of my as a list. I take the theta function, I apply my lambda function, which is returning what is returning an expression. Okay, in this case now, to get an even number is that whatever divides modulus of it should be equal to 0. So that will give us a true or false. And if that gives us a true or false, we'll now filter that function, not map. This time we are filtering that function. There's a function called apply also on its own. So we'll now filter that function or that list that we want to get our result for. So it will filter the answer everywhere where we have true. It will filter it, and then we are saving all the final answer into a list and then putting it on even numbers. So this is very, very simple, okay, to do things. So let's say we want to filter strings. We want to apple, banana, cherry, date, and fig. We want to say fita. For every word that the length of it is greater than 5, give us that word. So that's what we are doing. We are featuring words. I think I gave you guys an assignment one time when I said write a program that calculates. Uh, uh, I want to give, yes, I give that assignment and I want to take it very serious right now. I said you should write a program that calculates, that takes users' words. It calculates the number of words used by a user. If it exceeds 250, it it uh, it tells the user that something like that, that the essay is not what's it called, is above 250 or something like that. I think I gave that kind of assignment. Nobody has done it, but I think I'm going to give it as a project. But the project I'm going to give is that you're going to create a UI for it. This time, it will not be that the user is right. This one, the person will upload the file. If you upload the file, your your Python script will read the content inside that file, extract the text inside the file, count the words, and if the person's if the word inside that file is above 250, it will tell the person that your essay exceeded 250. If it's no, I think we used to do at least 250 words. So if it's less than 250 words, it tell the person that your essay is less than 250 words. But we have to do it less than 250 words and above 3,000 words. So it has to be in between 250 to 3,000. So if it exceeds or it's not up to, it tells the person that your essay exceeds, it's exceeded or it's not up to. So that's another. I think that's a project that we would do. I don't know if Shedrack is on the call, but please, Gloria, document this project. Send it to the Slack channel. Tag me. I want that project. You guys will do that project, and I'll get the UI. I need it as a UI design. Yeah, yeah. Hmm. Great, great. Oh boy, something just came to my mind now. I see this as with two assignments. I see this as with two assignments. I see this as with two assignments. Yes. This is good. This is good. This is good. So this is going to be with two assessments. I'm going to tell them to override any other assessment they have prepared before. So it's going to be with two assessments. Very, very good program. I want you guys to build. So you will, at the end of the class, I will state it again. But this is with two assessments. Yes. I tell you guys, I'm functioning for a very, very deep prayer right now, and I like the fact that. So I know they've already prepared your assessment for week 2, but we are scrapping it. We're going to use this. We're going to keep that one for another day. We will give you later, but we're going to use this. We're going to write a project. Project for week 2 is going to be that. I don't know how you want to do it, but your code is that um, the person should, a user should be able to upload the document. And if you upload a document, in your script, you should extract the text in that document. It could be a PDF file, it could be a Word document, anything, not image, just document, PDF or normal Word document. So you should extract it, read the total number of count the total number of words in that file. If it exceeds 250 3,000, it will tell the person that your essay exceeded 250,000. How you going to generate the document? No, if you say cannot recall such an assignment, I'm giving you the assignment now. That is your project, and I'm telling Gloria to document it. Okay. Then you can't see it. Then once you can't see it, it's so there are many. I'll give you recommendations that you use to build that. I'll tell you recommendations that you use to build that. Either you use normal Python to allow user to. No, the thing is that I don't want it locally. I want something that somebody will go when they run that app, they will upload a file. So I want a GUI of it. I think you guys can research on Streamlit. You can use Streamlit to do that. So that's another research stuff. You use Streamlit to do that. Okay, you use Streamlit, and then you can use Streamlit. Then for the extraction, you can use um, I know Tesseract is for OCRO, optical stuff, but maybe you can use again PDF something. I've forgotten it, but you research on it. This something which coach have done small assessment to a project. Yes, yes, yes. I think I'm even done teaching them because I want you guys to do that. And yeah, you will submit it. And on our class on Monday, I'm going to present everybody who submitted their assignment. I'm going to test your assignment. We're going to show it to that class that Monday, which is a public holiday. So everybody would have eaten that day. When we come to class, we are coming to check your assignment, what you have done. So I'll be seeing Wisdom, Gloria, Flora, everybody. I want to check what you've done on that folder. I'll be going there. I will run it locally. Okay, I will run it locally. Yes, yes, yes. That is it. That is it. And if your project runs better, don't worry. Don't just worry. What I said is don't worry. If you do that and it's working well, don't worry. I got you. I got you. Just now I got you. All right. So that's a project. That's a project. So if you're watching this video and maybe you're not part of class, you have to do it. And if anybody watching this video after this training and all of that, do the project. You can send it to our email. Just send it to our email address via our email address of the channel, and we'll take a look and then we'll reach out to you. So for the class, guys, this is your project for this week. No other assessment again. Let's finish this thing up. So I think that's filter. You already understand the concept of filter now. Let me just move over to combining lambda, map, and filter. So you can combine all of them together. Where this is a function we want to get. I think we want to get squares of even numbers. So square them. After we have squared them, we also use filter to get the even numbers, and then we apply everything on the map. So what we are doing here is that first of all, give us all the even numbers in this list, and then give us the square of those even numbers. That's what we are doing here. We also have this one. See, this is your assignment also that I was trying to give you. Hello, Python is great. Lambda functions are useful. Get the length of words longer than 4 characters. So we get the length of the words that are longer than 4 characters. We start here. So this is where we start. We'll filter it first. Okay, so this is our filter, the lambda. We are returning a word. If the length of the word is greater than 4 characters. How are we filtering it? How do we get it? We split. So you use the split function. You see, I'm already telling you what you want to do in your project. You use the split function to split this thing. So we are splitting this thing by space. This is a list, but we are splitting it by space. So what it's going to do is that it's going to split this as one word. It's going to split this as one word, and it's going to split this as another word, and it's going to be splitting by space. I think so. That's what it's doing. Let me see. But then let me run it first before I know what I'm saying. No, no, no. Okay, what he's doing is that he's splitting this as a separate word, splitting this as a separate word, splitting this as a separate word. So let's see what he's doing also. So for sentence is sentence. So we have this is what list comprehension. Please don't forget this is list comprehension. So this is our result that we are returning. It's the result we are returning. And this is our loop that we are doing. So we get our answer. Great, 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 great. So it's splitting these words by words, not comma. Sorry. If I want it to split by comma, I'll put something like this. Split by a comma. Okay, do not split it by comma. Let's see. You see that the value has changed. Splitting it by comma. So it's going to calculate all of this together, calculate all of this together, and calculate all of this together. That's split by comma. But if I want it to split by space, I'll do it. But since by default it's by space, so I don't need to put anything in between. Wow, I cannot read the script even before they run it. By just looking at the function there. Auxon. Yeah, that is it. So this is another one where we have a reward data processing. So this is data processing. I was telling you about data. So this is the name of people. This is a row that has a name, age, and score. This is for Alice, Bob, and Charlie. We want to do is that we want to say higher score is equals to. We want to first of all don't look at this first part when we are combining map and whatever. This part is this is what we are doing last. The first thing we are doing first is that we are mapping, we are filtering, meaning we are applying a condition. What's the condition? If the person's score is greater than what? Is greater than 80. If the data we sort the data by score. Okay, if the person's data score is greater than 80, okay, then select the person out. When you have done selecting the person out, the lambda function is that return the person's name. So we will now map this on the list of the result that we are getting from here. Very simple. And then we run our code. So it gives us the name. So it's only Alice and Charlie's that their score is greater than 80. Great. So these were the assignment I planned for you today. But guys, you've gotten a more better assignment than what I want to give you. I don't want to stress you guys. Anytime you come to this video, you can always watch this assignment and do it on your own and learn. But we have a new project. So I'm going to state the project again, and then I'm going to type it on the Slack channel. Your project is simple. I want you to build a program that has a user interface. I mean, I want to see the user interface. The resources you should research is on Streamlit, how to upload a file using Streamlit, how to extract text from a document, and then you count the text. And from that Streamlit, it should write if the person clicks, like when the person uploads the document, okay, and the document is done uploading, you should tell the person to submit. You can write submit essay. Once the person click on submit essay, then it will tell the person if the numbers are within 250 and 300, you should tell the person successful. You understand? If it's within successful, your your essay has been submitted. If it's below 250, the person say not successful. Essay less than 250 words. If it's above, not successful. Essay greater than 3,000 words. Pam. That's what I want. I want to see it working. And use Streamlit. And guys, Streamlit does not work. For those of us who want to use Streamlit, Streamlit does not work with a notebook. So you have to make it a Python script. That is it. That's my stuff. Then, if you don't want to use Streamlit, you can decide to run it locally. I don't have issue with that. Okay, you can decide to run it locally. Where if you want to run it locally, when you run your script, it should tell the person or the user to enter the part of the file that they want to upload. So once the person enters the part of the file, it uses it will read into that file. All right, can't take all the words inside that file, save it somewhere, and then it will now um, count the words and do all of the process that I say it should do. Very, very, very good project for a week. So I will give you Saturday, you have Sunday, and then you have Monday before class. And I'm going to open a drive for you to submit. Okay? Don't go and submit. In that drive, you can only submit. You can't do any other thing again. That's what it's a form. I'm going to send the Google form to you. You can only just upload your assignment and go away. You will not be able to, don't think you'll not be able to see somebody's assignment and go and copy. I know the last time I said you guys should answer, I gave you a drive, so maybe most of you would have had time to see people's. This one is a form you just upload. Normally, the way we do it. So, guys, you are going to be submitting your assignment via a form, and I will share the form to on the Slack channel. Okay, so let's do this, and it's going to be fun, very very fun. Okay, and this is where I'll get my best student from. So please Enjoy the week with the assignments. It's going to come. Gloria, write it out on the Slack channel. If you don't get anything, I'll correct it. But write it out. And let me say this also. If you feel like you are having challenges, you can reach out to a teammate. Hey, please, I'm having challenge on this. You are free to reach out to a teammate. It's not a do or die. Don't go and kill yourself alone, right? But you can do it alone if you want to. But reach out, ask, crack your brain around it. Like, hey guys, what do you think about this? How do you think I can do it? Okay, have you researched about this? Everybody's home must be different. No matter, but I want everybody to just work together. So you can work together collectively in the Slack channel to say, okay, hey, can we meet up? Have you done this assignment? Okay, well, what's coach saying? Did you understand what coach is saying? Okay, can we now do it this way? Do it this way? Fine. Oh, I've done it this way. Do you understand? Why which one have you done? It's fine. You can cooperate. All right. I'm not feeling everybody. But what I'm saying is that at the end of your cooperation, ensure that you submit your own assignments. Okay? Don't go and say Gloria did it for us. Gloria did not do it for everybody. You did your own by yourself. That is what I want. So, so welcome to day 12, and I welcome you guys again to 24. Ah, your comments, you perhaps stop commenting, Is it the popular like Gloria left the group chat? I'm just joking. So guys, this is it. This is how we make week two very very sweet. And when you are done with it, everyone is going to post it on. You're going to post that project on your LinkedIn or whatever social media you're going to post it. And I'm done vetting it. That okay, this is good, this is good, this is what I want. Those who have corrections, I'll take go and make these corrections. When you're done, I want you to go and post it on your LinkedIn and you will tag me. Not fear, tag me, tag the community and say this is a project I did learning Python for just 12 days. This is what I was able to achieve. So imagine you've done that. They will not come when you do that project. When I come next week and teach you some things, you'll be fast. You do understand what we are saying. You understand it very very well. So this is not a make place to not just go and learn something and go. This is where you practice your research and you become strong. All right. So guys, I think this will do for today. We would come on Monday. Monday will be a time for. I think we'll start the topic, but I'll first of all check our assignments and all of that. So I would say the deadline because you guys always ask me when is the deadline. So I'll say the deadline should be. Let's do Gloria. What do you think? Gloria. Okay, Gloria. What do you think, please? Let me give Gloria the opportunity to tell us what deadline we're going to use. That's why she's our class captain. We'll wait for Gloria to give us the answer. So just waiting for a comment. I think she might be. Francis was just logging in. I want to check something. No, I know it's on Monday. What time on Monday? That's what I'm asking. Please give us West African time. Francis, if I drive you, which one is in 3 weeks? In 3 weeks, okay. Continue now. It's already 9. Gloria is far behind on this train. That's why she's not answering my question quickly. Okay, but anyway, she will drop the stuff on the, I think it was Slack channel or whenever she gets. I'm just waiting for her. Or she's thinking, maybe she's thinking. Yeah, wisdom, thank you. You're welcome. So it's 9. So let's wait for Gloria to. Okay, she said 6 p.m. West African time on Monday. Fine, 6 p.m. So great. That works with me. 6 p.m. That's 2 hours to our class, West African time. Thank you guys and enjoy the rest of your evening if you're in Nigeria. Enjoy the rest of your time or your day if you're outside Nigeria. See you on Monday and see you in the Slack channel. You can always ask me questions in the Slack channel. All right, let's go to the Slack channel. Let's continue there. Bye bye, guys.